Buenos días, clase, o buenas tardes. Not sure when you're seeing this. ¿Quién me falta? Todos. Qué triste. Okay, so this video is set up for Spanish 3, so make sure you're in the right class. And then week of April 6th, all right? And this is going through the workbook assignments. So if you have not done your workbook assignments yet, pause this video, go work on those, submit them, and then come back. This is going through the assignment so that you can see the corrections, and hopefully also you watch the por en para video before even attempting any of these workbook activities. Por en para is a really tricky thing in Spanish, and I wish we would address it earlier on in Spanish. It would help strengthen some of your writing, but we're doing it now. So again, if you haven't watched, first of all, if you haven't watched the video for por en para, back it up, go watch, then do your classwork assignments that you have on my website, and then come here and let's go through the corrections together. Okay, clase, so we're going to begin with week of April 6th, workbook assignment number 1. So we're going to start with this one. Mine's going to look a little different. I had to type in the packet to the Google form for you. I'm going to actually do what our normal screen looks like for correction. So let me cut over to the answer key. So again, this is workbook assignment number 1. Okay, classes, so here we go. Let's take a look at the first 10. So ellos salen hoy para Medellín. On your form, I told you Medellín is a location in Colombia. So I gave you a little bit more help. So because that's a destination and endpoint, you needed the para. Remember the chart that I talked about in the video? If it's a means to get somewhere, it's por. But if it's a final destination, it's para. Yo no pude ir, así Carla fue por mí. I couldn't go, but she went in my place. It's a substitution. Remember that. Okay, ellos querían dar un paseo, so they wanted to do a walk, right? So it was a movement or a motion in this location. All right, yo compré los regalos. I bought the gifts for Luisa. So I bought them in place of her buying them in exchange because they're for my final destination is Teresa. Luisa is going to give them to her. Okay, so that one was a little bit trickier. Los niños corrieron, the children ran all places. So movement, and they were running all over the place. Estoy aquí. I'm here to study. My endpoint, to study, not to have a good time, not to have fun. Another endpoint. For a Cuban person, they speak very good English. Okay, so again, endpoint. ¿Me puede decir cuándo sale el tren? So can you tell me when the train leaves for Cordoba? Cordoba is my destination. Endpoint on your sheet, I told you that was in Spain. So if he can't do it, can you do it in his place? A substitution. Ellos estuvieron en las montañas. They were in the mountains for 2 weeks. Time period, right? Duration of time, or 15 days. All right, let's look at the last 10. Hopefully you did okay here, and as we walk through them, it makes it a little bit more clear why it was por versus why it was para. Let's look at the last 10. Okay, clase, so here's the last 10 on worksheet 1. All right, so para inglés, again, for an English person, Keith speaks very good Spanish. He gave me €1 in exchange for $1, so therefore you had the por. Ella quiere ir, she wants to go, and I also feel like I want to go, okay? So por. For a youth, he travels a lot, okay? Esta bolsa, this bag, is for my mom. Remember, recipient, all right? So she's the endpoint. No tengo mucha confianza en el correo. I don't have a lot of confidence in the mail, which isn't true, by the way. But so therefore, because not a lot of confidence in the mail, why don't we send it by email? So remember, a method or mode of transportation to get something somewhere. So por. El héroe, the hero, luchó y murió. So fought and died por su patria. So this is a activity, what they were doing, and they did it for their country. So this is a process. Ellos tienen que terminar el trabajo. They have to finish their work for the upcoming week. There's a deadline. So para. Ellos estarán aquí. They would be here, time period, by Christmas or New Year. Okay, so hopefully, right, they're going to get here. They're transporting here. And then para el día 25, very specific. I'm telling you, for the 25th, they have to be in Germany. Very specific endpoint deadline. So hopefully you were able to get this okay. All right. If you haven't done workbook page 2, pause the video and come back after you give it a shot. Okay, clase, the next part of this video has week of April 6th workbook assignment number 2. Remember, your sheet looks different than mine because yours is the Google form I typed in, and then the corrections are from the company for the workbook. All right, so here we go. I'm going to cut over to my corrections. Okay, so here we go. This is workbook assignment 2. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you take care of that. All right, so what you needed to do was substitute what they gave you in italics. On your form, it's in all caps. So en lugar de, in place of, it's a substitution, so hopefully you did por. All right, los chicos están corriendo en la calle, so they're running throughout the street, right? En busca de, in search of, so you're looking, it's a process, so por. En vez de mí, it's a substitution, so por. Next part, subimos el tren, so we got on the train con destino al Balboa. So our destination is Balboa, so therefore para. Remember the end, the outer part of the circle on that chart. A pesar de que es rico, okay? So they're a wealthy person, but they're not generous. So a description of this person, right? Triste. Okay, la ciudad fue destruida. The city was destroyed, cause of it being the war. The war would be an endpoint. The cause, right, is what they're talking about. So por, so the movement of the process of. So, me gusta mucho viajar en Perú. Es un país muy interesante. Whoops, we got cut off there a little bit. All right. So, en and por. So, it's something you're doing, something throughout in motion, right? Let's look at the last ones. Number 9, right? Durante is during. So, just knowing the word during, then you know it's a process, not an endpoint. So, it'd have to be por. But then here you have destino, destination. You know that's an endpoint, the outer part of the circle. If you think about the chart, Santiago, Chile, right, is your endpoint. So I hope this helps. You have one more assignment to do for me. So you have workbook assignment 1, workbook assignment 2, and then you also have a writing assignment for me. And hopefully this can be kind of fun. So let me pull that up. Okay, classes, so your writing assignment, again, week of April 6th, a little different of a twist. What we're going to do is, this one, shockingly, is mostly in English, all right? And what you're going to do is you're going to write a way you can remember por and para. So mostly in English. You're going to pretend you're a tutor, And the student you're helping is learning how to use por and para in their Spanish class. So in your own words, how would you tell them the difference between por and para? After you explain each use, please give an example. So give me a sentence for por and a sentence for para in Spanish. Pretty easy. Do your best. This should only take a few sentences in English to explain. You can also, I think you could upload a picture if you also do a chart like I did. Totally up to you. But think of how could you explain it in your own words. It's a little tricky, but give it a little thought, and can't wait to read what you wrote. Don't forget this is due on April 10th, the end of this week, and I hope you're doing well. Take care. Bye for now.